Got a few white sheets hanging down there for the charity.
We have, Ollie, and thank God there's white sheets. This problem happened last July. You can see over here a section about 2 foot by 8 of plasterboard fell from the ceiling, and lats and all. Luckily enough there was nobody underneath it. It happened in the middle of the night. And basically it was caused by a number of factors. I suppose first of all, condensation, the hot air, someone said the hot air that the priest spoofs going up, meeting the cold air coming down, and the fact that over the last year or two we put more heat on here in the church. In our effort to make sure people were warm and comfortable, we were actually doing damage to the ceilings, we're told. So not that we'll be freezing the church anymore, but we have to be a bit more careful with how long and how we heat the church. So that's part of it. Another part of it then is as well, I suppose, the materials that were used over years, or a long number of years, corroded and left us where we are today. Also, I suppose we discovered then, when we were doing the ceiling, that all of the ceilings are now vulnerable. So therefore, all of the ceilings are now closed off. So hence the drapes, to make sure that if anything else falls, at least it falls inside the drapes and that no damage is done to anyone who might be underneath it. There's also, I suppose, an ongoing problem, an ongoing issue with regards to the flat roofs on top. If you were to go up there, and you're welcome to bring your cameras up there and have a look down, it's almost like Clew Bay with all the islands on it. And this has been a recurring issue over a long number of years of the bubbling on the flat roofs. So we want to, for once and for all, get everything right. This is people's money. Money is not easily come by. And we don't want to be coming back in a few years' time repeating mistakes that we could make now by rushing things. So it's taking a while simply to get everything right. Where it's at the moment is we're trying to discover, we've now discovered the problem that has been going on for years. We've got to the root of the problem. Now we need to see what's actually causing the problem, and then we need to actually see what's the best solution for that problem. So a number of things are being looked at the moment to see what's the best material and how that material might best be placed on the roof. This is a listed building, so we have to proceed cautiously and carefully, and that's what's going on.
How old is the church?
The church itself, the original church, was built in 1813, and that church actually came along the front there. In 1912, the church, mostly as you see it now, was constructed. And then again in the late 1950s, the church, as you fully see it now, was constructed. Many people will see the old photographs of Westport. The church had a very different facade on it, and the facade is there now. Some of us might argue that, well, if I had my way, put it like this, it mightn't be the way it is now, but it is the way it is now, and we appreciate that. But I suppose something maybe of the mindlessness, almost particularly maybe of the time, particularly after Vatican II, people were maybe, rather than dealing with what they should have been dealing after Vatican II, and that's implementing the whole pastoral and social structures of Vatican II, they went about just implementing, if you like, the physical structures. And I think one of the, I suppose, testaments to that is at the door of the church as you come in. There was a fabulous phrase one time, this is an awful place, the house of God. Awful as in awe-filled, but some poor creature of an administrator somewhere was told, oh gee, this is an awful, what do you mean it's an awful place? So actually they scribbled out the awful place, and now it reads, this is the house of God. And I suppose it shows us sometimes that we can misinterpret things and take things wrong and then do damage.
So there's money to be collected yet?
There is money to be collected. We're not sure how much yet, and that's why we're waiting. We're not stopping people. Some people have been very generous already and have given very sizable donations. I